Yep.
Yep. Okay, so welcome everybody. We are back for episode 9, so we're almost at double digits of our massive Nyarlathotep campaign. Last time we all met, Robert had been away grieving for his friend of Jackson Elias, and you had also found out from Hilton Adams' friend some similar information that he had stumbled upon as he was sort of asking around the locals around Ransom Court. You visited Ransom Court to find out about this Juju house, running into some homeless people, as well as Robert getting a little bit overexcited and slapping some police officers, leading to Jax getting a good kick in whilst Robert was outrunning them. We left the end of last session at about 10:30 at night, with Victor and James making the statement of "Let's go and get them," referring to "Let's go see what's inside Juju House," which was everything has been pointing to over the last few weeks. So it's currently about 10:30 at night. You are near the nook and cranny, after having run away from the police. Jax has been stabilised and he's okay, but in a considerable amount of pain. And he handed Victor the shotgun they had stolen from a random stranger. And he was currently refusing to hand over his own pistol and go along with you. So, what would you guys like to do?
Are you really not coming with us, Jax?
I'm in bed already. Screw you guys. I went to bed.
We need you.
I already said I've gone. We had this conversation. I'm in bed.
Fine then, the rest of us, we should go without him.
Yes, indeed. Do we know where we're actually going? Do we have an idea of the layout of the building and how we might get in without just walking through the front door and potentially walking in front of a bunch of people we don't want to be walking in front of?
I believe we're going to kick in a back door and see what comes.
Okay. Do we need to get any more supplies? Or have we got all our
We're
things
probably
that we
not
need?
getting anything else at 10 o'clock at night in New York.
I'm just thinking, do we have everything from our rooms? Like, I have a machete, for example, which I would like to have on me.
I have what I need. I think. Probably.
Would you have had a machete when you... That's my only sort of question. Would you have gone out with it?
I took it to the flop house. I know I took it to the flop house. I don't know if I've got it now. But again, I'm guessing that we can use a little bit of time since we're in front of the hotel.
If it's in the hotel, then yeah.
I took it with us because there were a good chance we were going and often doing dangerous things.
Because that's where we've left Jax, isn't it? At the hotel.
Yeah, the nook and cranny.
The motel. I imagined it like a motel-y hotel.
Yes.
Well,
yeah, very
I'm
much
going to go up and get my machete, and I'm going to knock on Jack's door and see if he's any better, if he wants to come with us. Well, I'm going to go in and make sure he's not asleep by stomping around as loud as I can. Turning every
Jack
light on.
shoots you.
So he did get a second room to himself when he returned,
Okay.
paying $2 more to get one where the sheets had been washed this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to knock on his door and I'm going to say, Jax, we really need you and your shooting and healing ability. So please come and help us.
It's the wrong door, so there's no answer.
I'm just going to knock on every door. I don't care.
Oh,
You've seen me do this before.
This is going to end badly.
So as you
Jax, Jax.
Robert, roll a luck.
He's killed before we even get there.
At the minute. Sorry, gentlemen. Okay. Right, sorry, guys. Like I say, I'm one-handed at the moment.
All right.
Sorry, mate.
Okay.
Look, is it the green one? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
All
Does that
right.
pass?
So, ultimately, you knock on the door the first time around, and it's where. So, Jax, you hear a rap at your door.
Nah,
I
he's
knock
not in the mood.
louder.
Okay.
He's not dealing. He's just gonna lie on the bed and not say anything and not move.
Okay.
In
Okay.
vaguely clean sheets.
Okay. Okay. So you don't get response, and I assume as you were knocking on every door, you sort of almost would have kept going.
Yeah, I say after a while of not finding anybody other than a rather nice couple that seemed to have met this evening on a street corner, I kind of disappear back down and kind of shrug and have my machete hidden away so it isn't kind of on display for people as I'm walking around.
Good move. Okay. Okay.
Sure. I get my medical case and I empty out basically all of the medical supplies because screw that, I don't need those right now. And I also get my like pencils and sketch pad and everything ready. I go find my hunting knife and put that through my belt, I guess, or something. And I think I might have only stolen bullets from Jakob. So I probably take 16 rounds for a 45, but I don't have a gun for them to go in.
Okay. Okay.
And then I think I probably do write Jax a note just saying that we will be at Juju if he wants to join us, and then go and slide it under the door that I assume is his.
Okay. Okay. So just saying what? Sorry, exactly.
Probably saying, Jax, we have gone to put an end to this madness in New York. If you want to join us, we will be breaking into Juju via the back door. If not, sleep well. And then I draw him a little map of how to get to Juju because I don't think he was there.
Okay.
A couple of sad face emojis.
Yeah, no sad face emojis.
He invented them.
Yes. Okay. And then where do you go?
Where do I go?
Yeah.
Well, if the others are going to follow me, I go straight to the back door at Juju.
Okay. Okay. James, is there anything that you want to do prior to leaving the motel?
I want to take the shotgun off Victor.
So he dropped it in the alleyway. Who was in the alleyway with you? No, to that person. I think he dropped it in front of Victor.
Yeah, I didn't have it in the end.
Okay.
Oh no, I did have it. I did have it.
It.
I give it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is that?
So it's 112. Oh, it's normal firearms. Where's the bloody shopping list? Rifles, handguns, shotguns. Okay, so it is a 16 gauge shotgun. So if you go onto character sheet and edit the weapons section, who are we on, James?
I'm going to find it.
It's at the bottom. Yeah, there's weapons in the middle of combat.
Yeah.
So his name is 16 gauge. It's 2d6 plus 2. Or you can fire one half of it for 1d6.
2d6 plus 2?
Yeah.
And is that what
It's a
double barrel, single pump action? What?
It's 2 barrels.
Double barrel. Right, cool.
2 barrels. Yeah.
And how many shells?
There was 6 within the glove compartment. It fires at 10, 20, and 50 yards. You can fire a single barrel for half of it, so 1d6 plus 1.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
So that 2d6 plus 2
It's
is if you fire
unloading
both
the whole
barrels at
thing.
the same time.
Yeah.
Cool. Spot on.
I'm just trying to think
Right.
how many attacks per round it is actually.
1, I imagine, because that'll take a while to reload.
Yeah, so it's almost like one use, one turn, and then reloading next turn, so you can
Another
fire.
turn.
Yeah. Yeah, if
So I
that makes
can
sense.
fire like 6 rounds, or I can fire 3. Craziness.
Yeah, so almost like
Yeah.
fire one, then the next turn reload or
Yeah.
fire the second barrel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Cool.
cool.
Get it. I get it. That's going under my
awesome.
jacket.
Rifle shotgun, nice one. Awesome sauce. Yeah, so you've got that. What would you like to do?
I think we're going to you do.
Yeah. Okay. So it's relatively easy to find your way back to Ransom Court. You've been here a couple of times over the last few days, in various different situations, either together or alone. At this time of night, the fires within the trash cans have burnt low, and there doesn't seem to be many people about at all. There are a couple of lights up in the houses, built on top of each other, but Juju House itself looks completely dark. So I'll probably say you're about sort of just coming to Ransom Court around here.
Cool.
So this one at the top looks like to be a pawn shop, and
Mhm.
this one looks like to be Juju's house.
Okay. We established before this is a window. This
Yes.
little one here. I look at James and I'm just like, on you go. I believe in you.
Right. What does the door look like?
So the door is it's kind of metal around sort of like bars in front of a glass window.
So you can see through it.
You can see through it.
Right. Does there appear to be anyone inside?
Not currently. You can see it's kind of like lots of African tribal artifacts, sort of bric-a-brac. There's like devil masks, leather-headed drums, stuffed giraffes, and some really interesting artwork in the front of the windows, but no one in there presently.
My lock picking not great.
I mean, I can give it a go, I guess.
Do we really want to get in here?
Yes. We didn't just come for a view. Where else are we going to go?
I'm going to take the shotgun and blow the hinges off the door.
We tried to get.
Do you intervene before he gets a chance or not? Or are you just pulling the trigger? How quick are you just doing it?
I'm not rushing it. I'm aiming at the hinges.
I'm just like, hold. I will try and intervene if I can.
Okay. Do you listen?
Yeah, if he's got a better plan.
Okay.
I try and pick the lock, I guess. Oh, also on my character sheet, I do have the 45 Martini Henry rifle that was Jakob's.
Yeah.
I assume I did take it, and I didn't just like steal bullets and not the gun.
I believe so, because I think I remember in the first episode.
I remember saying I had it, but I'm terrible with it.
Yes.
Can I retcon slightly and say that I have that with me as well?
That's fine.
Cool. Okay. I'd try and pick this lock.
Okay. Roll away.
36.
Okay.
That's a lot.
I mean, you had good odds on that, so.
I had really good odds, right? Yeah,
it was worth trying.
Really good odds.
So as you're kind of like going around in it, sort of, you've never done this before, you just thought it would look cool, and as you're sort of jimming around, you don't really know how exactly to do this. And for a moment, you kind of worry, have I made this worse?
Thoughts during sex for the first time.
I stand back and just, can I peek through the window?
Yeah.
I take a good look through the window and see if there's like anything that I can see inside that looks like it's noticed the fact that I probably made a lot of noise.
Roll a Ed's away, isn't he? So roll both of you roll a luck roll, and I will roll on behalf of Edward. If I can even find it.
I remember this game.
I don't.
Okay.
Look.
What? You don't remember this game where we just get fails for everything?
Doesn't seem like there's anyone there.
Every week they move stuff about. There you go.
Doesn't seem like there's anyone there at the minute.
I take a step back, and I kind of like nod to you, and I'm like, "Okay, then, dude.
Right.
I wish we'd brought some. I wish we'd brought something to actually blow this door apart with, though. Never mind. Next time."
It's not a very good door, I don't think. I'm going to go for the hinges with the shotgun.
With the shotgun. Right,
One
okay.
top, one bottom.
Okay. Just roll to see if you get a critical fail.
Character sheet. On shotgunny.
Yes.
Firearm.
So you should just click the shotgun profile. Does that make sense? The green
on the
dice
green.
next to the weapon, yeah. Okay,
Why?
first one. Yeah. I mean, there we go. I only wanted a critical fail, to be honest, because it's so easy. So almost immediately after you kind of take your improvised tools at lockpicking, Victor, James discharges his weapon, and in this kind of enclosed space, it's loud and it makes you jump for a second, even though you know it's coming. The shot inside shatters the window with a massive crash, and you quite easily take the hinges. It doesn't take it off, but there's not a lot remaining that you could barely lift it off without any trouble.
Right, I'm booting the rest in.
Yeah, that's fine. But you're aware how loud that was.
Yeah, I'm thinking Harlem. The police aren't going to be around. The fake police might be.
I slide in through the door,
Okay.
through the mess of the whatever's left of the door.
Okay.
I reload the shotgun.
Okay. Cool.
I
could you
pull
mark
out
two
the
off?
machete and kind of, yeah.
Cool. Could you mark two shots, two
Yeah.
ammos off? So as you enter the space, you're kind of met with a very pungent kind of like spices and lots of different flavors to the nostril. Not all of it pleasant. Some musty, some kind of very exotic, and it all mixes together in an odd sort of potpourri fashion. There's more on the inside. You kind of see there's like carved wildebeests. There are some display weapons along the side and ivory warthogs. It's got a really oppressive kind of uneasy feel to it. And you're not kind of sure whether that's the shop itself or whether you're just feel like you're breaking over just because you're breaking in over the night. It doesn't feel good.
Would I be able to recognise any of these have been particularly occult, or, at least through my kind of history background?
Anyone who's checking, please roll an occult roll.
Oh,
the good luck continues this evening.
do you know what? I'm going to spend 3 points of luck.
Yeah.
You're going to spend 3.
3 points of luck to pass.
Okay.
Yeah, just to pass.
All right, nice one. So as you're kind of searching through things, Robert, as you're kind of looking through, you kind of notice that the components that are put around are genuinely kind of fetishes and kind of normal items that you would see in ritualistic magic from African cultures. None of these sort of souvenirs hold any value to you, but you kind of think that they could to someone else.
Can I just browse? Like, how long is it going to take me to like look over all of the trinkets on each of the different things?
I suppose considering the shop, it's kind of 15 by 20 feet, so it's a reasonable size. So if you're looking at every single thing,
Mm-hmm.
quarter of an hour, 20 minutes.
Can I take a look over? Maybe not quite the full amount of time.
Okay.
Looking for anything like bats with long tongues, or like the same kind of like markation as the lacerations on the forehead, or like strips of red material.
Okay. I suppose as everyone's sort of mulling around in here, do a first spot hidden roll for me, please. Ooh.
I'm just like, there!
He's got X-ray vision.
Is anyone else having a look?
No, I'm more on guard.
You're on guard. Okay.
I would, depending on how this happens, obviously, if Victor takes the item, maybe I can have a look at it and see if I understand what it is.
But you're not looking specifically.
No, that's if he hands it to me. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for that.
Okay,
It's just
that's
like I say,
fine.
if he picks up, it's like, oh, what's this?
Okay. Joe, choose 1 or 2. 2. Okay.
1.
Ooh.
1. I changed my mind.
Okay.
1.
So as you're sort of searching around, behind the counter of the shop, you find that there's a leather journal, and as you kind of flick through it, it's kind of headed as WR14.
Where's my journal?
It looks as though there are payments going in and out. In addition to this, as you're kind of like searching around, sort of rummaging underneath the counter itself, you get hold of something that feels different. It doesn't feel wet, but it feels as though it's kind of got a leathery feel to it. And as you start to pull it out, you notice that it's a very, very long, real tongue attached to a headdress. And sort of, it shocks you as you start to bring it out. As someone obviously has been wearing this. Can you make a sanity roll, please?
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah.
Okay, don't lose any sanity.
That's exactly what I was looking for. A long-tongued headdress, or a long-tongued thing. Can I hand the headdress over to Robert?
Yeah.
Can I flick through the rest of the journal, and can I in a kind of like quick like thumb through, looking for like hidden messages and stuff?
Okay.
Can I roll cryptology?
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. Those are the words.
I'm going to roll to see if I know what this headdress is. So I'm guessing that's a cult.
Yeah, I think so. Something similar to that. Okay. Robert, you are linking this very much to, you've seen something similar to this before, but maybe not quite as ornate. The people that killed your friend Jackson had a similar headdress, but with a ragged piece of bloody cloth. This is a realistic tongue, and I suppose you've read in the past that perhaps that symbolizes some sort of hierarchical steps. This seems like it's a bit more important of a headdress, and relates to as kind of obvious as it is, a bloody tongue, perhaps that of the same cult name.
Okay. Do I understand who the cult of the bloody tongue are? To an extent. I mean, I don't know like who's the members and stuff, but
Yeah, I suppose you've had an idea of the bloody tongue. As far as what you found out previously in this investigation, that they are an African tribe.
They are believed to have come from Kenya, Robert.
Yeah.
But its existence is now unclear. I believe there are connections to trickster gods and vampires and vampire bats and things from the Nairobi tribe of the Nandi, if that means anything to you. I'm sure it must.
It stirs all kinds of memories.
You definitely read my notes when I handed them to you earlier for you to read, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yes,
I
yes,
did.
yes.
I read every
Obviously,
single
obviously.
one. I've actually marked them.
Good, good, good. Yes, yes. I wouldn't put that mask on though. Just it gives me the well, for lack of a better term, bad juju.
And kind of as you pass that and you keep sort of rummaging underneath, you pull out like a leopard skin sort of almost like a poncho and
Okay.
and a panga, which is the type of axes that you saw at the beginning of
Okay.
America.
Okay.
Unfortunately, as you're kind of flicking through this book, you don't notice any patterns, any symbols. All it looks like is consistently Juju House has paid out to Mr. WR.
Mr. WR. Okay. I look over at James and I'm like, James, anybody coming? Are we still good?
Assume we're still good. We're good.
Yeah, you don't see anything coming at present. It's quite. I won't even make you roll. It's obvious there's no one coming down the street. Yeah.
So I'm, I guess, standing in the doorway. Let's say. So
Yeah.
hopefully in the dark.
That's what I kind of imagined.
Can I have the axe?
Of course.
Considering everybody else seems to have guns and stuff.
Yes, yes, by all means, you have the axe. I don't think it's made for real slashing, though. I think it's just made for those, like...
The one you've pulled out from underneath is a real blade.
Oh, okay.
It's a
In
live
which
blade.
case, yes, go ahead.
So I kind of hook it to my belt the best way that I can. I mean, I guess being that I've been in Chile for however long, I kind of understand how to do stuff like that.
Yes. Okay.
How to stuff an axe in your belt.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and not chop off my own penis. Yes.
I mean, it's
the
a
first
skill.
step is don't take the penis out.
Yeah.
I wasn't circumcised before that expedition.
Oh dear. Okay.
I pull out my journal, and I quickly, like, flick through all my notes, I guess. And as I, like, come across it, it's like... WR. Do we remember who Witherspoon was? Any of you?
I shrug.
I have no idea.
Okay, good. I'm glad. And if it's not Witherspoon, it's going, like, the only other RW that I know of is Royston Whittington. And, well, I don't remember.
I have a WB, Warren
No.
Bassar.
No, it's definitely WR. Let's keep looking, boys. Let's keep looking. Look for more things. This place can't be a dead end. Not now. Not after all this.
Okay.
I turn
I'm
over in
gonna
my
start-
bed. It's all nice and warm and snuggy.
Do you know, I'm going to start looking at the walls and things because obviously we kind of that used to speakeasies and stuff like that now.
Okay.
That we'd be looking for hidden passages and things too.
Okay.
So
Roll
Yeah.
roll a spot hidden, but with advantage, Robert.
okay, is that the black dice?
I believe so. We've not done this in a little while, but I believe so. This will be 1 up. So +1 success. So as you're kind of walking around and you've got you're trying to tuck your panga into your belt, trying to narrowly avoid circumcising yourself. You walk over probably the back half of the counter, and you hear like an odd as it kind of dents a little bit underneath the rug.
Okay, I kind of call everybody over. I pull the rug back
Okay.
in a dramatic way
Okay.
to emphasize my ability to do things. Yeah.
Okay. Underneath there is a door, a trap door, and there's a steel handle that's fallen, flush with the wood.
Is
And
there any light coming out from around the cracks around the edge?
there is not. There is not.
Yeah. Well, I kind of I'd show everybody as I said, gentlemen, once we finish looking in here, this might be where we need to go next.
Yes, I suppose. Are you done looking in here? You want to move on?
Well, what are we looking for in here? Because I think this is more likely to be a trinket store and a front.
Okay, I mean, you're literally holding a bloody tongue mask and a hatchet, but that's fine. I guess so.
Yeah, there's also quite a few precious pearls from Africa, which you could find on any beach in the US.
Of course. I quickly just I think I probably from like the middle of the shop, like here, as I've like walked around looking for more things.
Yeah.
I just take a moment to like nod, look at Robert, and then just like swipe one random thing, and then just move on.
Okay. What can you remember what I described before? What would you like to put in your pocket? Devil mask, leather-headed drums, model giraffes, carved wildebeests, weapons, ivory, warthogs.
Cardboard beasts.
Yeah, give me those carved beasts.
Okay, so a small pocket-sized carved wildebeest out of well, I suppose it's some sort of native wood to Africa.
Okay.
You know, quite dry and sort of gnarled, if that makes
Yep.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I get ready to go down.
Okay.
I'll look around quickly to see if there are any torches or anything that way around, knowing that we're going down into the darkness.
Nothing that you can see.
I guess I'm kind of ready to go down then.
I quickly look at James and I'm like, why don't we push one of these things in front of the broken door? And I point at one of the like things that's just holding stuff, like maybe
Like
this
a
one.
cabinet sort of thing.
Yeah, just like
it was a bar, like a glass door with
Metal bars in it.
bars on. Right, I'll wedge the door back.
Shut. Okay.
Well, yeah, shut as I can get it.
Okay.
Just so no one's going to be able to get into it without making at least some noise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy enough to do.
I guess we go down the cellar.
Okay.
I guess we do.
Okie doke. Marching order. Who's lifting the hatch?
I'll lift the hatch. And I'm probably best not going front since I've got no range.
You're still half dead.
I had my jaw wired a little bit, but yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. What can go wrong?
I take middle, I guess.
To be fair, I have 8 out of 11 hit points left, so I'm not too bad.
Okay.
I'll take third actually. I'll go last.
How noble of you.
He's such a wonderful person.
All right, I climb down the cellar.
Okay. So as you open the trap door, there's a very satisfying kind of, you know, when it flips to the side, it's like whoop, boom, whoop, 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 boom, and immediately there's kind of dust and dirt scatters everywhere. Not necessarily because it's old, but just because of the state and condition of the floor in the shop. A chill of air comes up, and it smells as though it hasn't got access to fresh air from any other means than this. And what you can see is that it's probably a set of stairs wide enough for a single person, and they're very steep, and you can see that it leads about 20 feet down before it looks like it turns to the right.
Is it pitch black down there?
It's pretty dark, almost pitch black, I suppose. You can see there's like a lantern on the side, but it's not lit at this time.
Does anybody have any matches?
Whoa!
Didn't we have a book of matches?
Undo. I think we did have a book of matches.
It appears I have some matches.
I think we've got some matches from a bar or something.
I'm pretty sure you do. I don't remember who has them though.
I would expect Robert's got all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
I've just passed my luck roll, so I definitely have it.
Or Victor, one or the other.
Okay.
It wouldn't have been me or Jax, that's for certain.
Okay. So
I
what
probably
are you
do
doing?
from all the kind of shenanigans that I normally get into. So yeah, I kind of hand the matches over to James as he requests.
Okay.
Right.
So the
I
Tiger
will-
Bar matches go over.
I will light the lantern.
Okay. Almost immediately, it adds like a nice glow downwards, and you can see more clearly that this goes down around 20 feet and carves to the right.
Okay, I guess we're going down. Lantern one hand, shotgun other.
Okay. As you go down, the ceiling's probably about 8 feet, 8 feet tall. It's not a squeeze to get down here.
Okay.
And as you kind of come to the bottom, there's some symbols cut into the stone. If anyone wants to sort of have a look at them or see if they recognize them, roll an anthropology.
Anthropology.
I have one in anthropology, so
I can't roll cryptology instead.
or occult.
Cryptology being the message of hidden symbols, isn't it? Not like
Yeah.
secret language. No, I need an anthropology.
It's fine, don't worry. I'll get a 1 on this anthropology.
Nailed it. Ooh, well, never mind.
Let's see how extreme I can be. Anthropology, right?
Better.
Did I win? Sorry, it's on a different screen, so I didn't.
No, 30
I'm not spending 30 points.
How-
I'm not spending 30 points a lot.
How do you make the character sheet go transparent?
Double click
On what?
on the bit that's left or the top.
Do this yes, last time.
Top left, you can make it go picture in picture sort of thing.
Yeah. Just next to where the name is, just double click and it goes transparent, and then double click again and it
on
goes
your name.
back.
Right, got it. No, that's fine. That was annoying me.
Are you checking this at all?
Oh no, I wouldn't have a clue what that was.
Okay.
Can I take a rubbing of it if it's not going to take too long? If it's like just small, I just
Yeah.
like rip out a piece of paper and I like take a rubbing of it.
Yeah. Do you have stuff to do that with? Yeah.
I have my sketch pad and my pencils.
Okay. Rub away, my friend. Rub away.
I do. I get down that dark hole and I rub away.
Dear Lord, kill us all.
Okay.
So there's nothing but a nubbing.
So you do so quite easily.
Mhm.
And I will draw that for you later.
Are we in
You've
the
robbed
basement
ones
then?
many before.
Say again, James.
Are we in the basement?
So you've come to the bottom of, and at the corner at the right of these stairs, there's an oak door that's reinforced with iron strips
okay.
cut into the wall. It's got more unidentified symbols scrawled throughout it, and it looks quite solid.
They got hinges.
Shotgun solid.
The hinges are on the outside.
As you like bring up the shotgun, I try and open the door.
It's my door knocker.
Try and open the door. It is locked.
This is
I
gonna
look
hurt
at
my ears.
you and I look at you with the shotgun and I'm like, no, I got this time. And I try again to lock pick it with. I don't even know what I'm using. Just whatever I have.
Your Bowie knife.
Yeah,
Working.
the knife.
Would that be a dexterity roll, or would there be a lockpicking skill?
There's a lock picking skill, unfortunately.
Oh
For
man,
him.
That's why I'm not rolling it, because I'm terrible.
No. I'd like Jimmy the knife, and I'm like, no, we're going to have to use your method, I guess.
This is really going to hurt, though. That's the problem.
How many shells have you got left?
4.
4?
right.
Yeah, no,
Did you say the hinges are on the outside, so the hinges are towards us?
Yes.
Right. Could we not just take the barrel out of the hinge, the
You
pin?
just want to take the pin out? I mean, we could do
And
that,
then-
I guess.
Would that not just mean that the door could fall out?
God,
And since we've got
I
this
understand. I get
gigantic
exactly
man
what,
here,
I understand exactly why my father thought you were boarding. Yes,
but since we've got this gigantic brute of a man who could probably like use his little finger and just dig it out.
I mean, if you
Right,
want to convince him,
can I take? I don't even think I've got a knife.
I've got a knife.
That's not a knife. No, I don't.
Call that a knife?
I've got a machete, but I wouldn't have brought it because I would have thought walking around New York with a
Borrow
machete
mine.
was overkill.
You can always ask me for my machete, which I have.
Machete.
You're
I'll
going
pass it over the right way around.
Right, I'm going to hand him the lamp.
Right.
That's a portrait.
I will. This is where it goes wrong. I will stick the shotgun down on the floor. I was going to stick it in the trousers, but that's.
I mean, I just pick up the shotgun immediately.
I don't need that. And I will try and prise the hinges out of the door.
Okay. So,
Whatever role you want for that.
let me have a look.
It's a good idea.
Okay. So, how much time are you willing to dedicate to this?
Well, spending 20 minutes being quiet is better than like 3 minutes blasting it with a shotgun and
Yeah,
having
we've
5
already
million
blown the door off
skeleton.
outside. Everybody knows we're down here that could
Yeah.
know we're down here.
Okay.
We've probably not got a lot of time.
It's,
And
if you
I
if
have no
it's
idea
quick,
that, but we're trapped in here.
Like
we're
2
best
minutes.
with the shotgun than if
minute,
we're
2
quick.
minutes tops.
Yeah.
No time really. I'm not spending 20 minutes trying to get through a door.
Yeah.
Okay. I suppose probably after about 5 to 8 minutes, you start to see some movement, but it's definitely not. They're not out. You're using a very big tool for a small job, and it's difficult to maneuver in this space.
How
No.
complex does the lock seem?
How complex does the lock seem?
Yeah.
No more difficult than a regular lock.
Right. This time I will put 1 round into the lock.
No, I'm still holding the shotgun, so I'm just like, okay, no, screw this, and I I level the rifle at the lock,
Oh, it's not going to work. Well, it might work.
and I just pull the trigger.
Fingers in my ears.
Okay. As like everything rings around you.
Is this Saving Private Ryan? We've got ringing in his ears and everything's
much.
blurry and
It's like bleeding from your ears now.
Roll a luck roll just to see.
all of us.
Okay. It doesn't manage to unlock it.
Okay. I hand you the shotgun at that point.
I do it with the shotgun.
Okay.
1 round into the thing.
Okay. The bottom or the top hinge?
No, into the lock
Into the
again
lock,
that he's
okay.
already. Yeah.
You finished the job.
And kick the door open.
Okay. Just before we go in, I am desperate for a wee, so I will be back in a second. If you guys
Okay.
want to pull.
Yeah, I'm going to put the kettle on quick.
Okay. Okay, so the moment you kick open the door at the bottom of the cellar, it swings upon the hinges, and you're kind of met with a fresh, damp set of air. It's very, that kind of going into an unopened cellar for a long time.
Mhm.
You can see in front of you, I assume that James is at the front because he kicked the door, correct?
I think, right, just so we get this sorted, I'm at the front with shotgun. I'm assuming Robert's still in the middle. He has now got the lantern.
Yeah.
I gave it to him.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I gave him his machete back once I picked the shotgun off him. And Victor is at the back with an unloaded rifle.
Well, I said I reloaded.
Okay.
Or at least I'm in the process of reloading.
Which is better, Greg, the axe or the
Panga.
machete?
Oh, axe or the machete. I'll just have a look at a panga. I'm
Which
pretty
looks
sure.
like it would be better. You can't see the
I mean,
stat.
the panga
I
you can
don't
throw
understand
it.
what it looks like.
The
Oh,
panga.
there you go. That's
Panga's
it.
kind of like an axe, but it's light enough to throw with kind of a whip on it.
Cool.
Yeah.
We-
Not like in a whip, as in like when you fucking throw it like that. Not like
Well,
You're
not
just
a
waiting
whip
for it to
attached
hit me in the back.
It's like Thor's hammer; it just
As he
returns.
throws
Yeah.
it badly.
So, James, you're the first one to see. As you kind of open the door, it looks as though the chamber goes from sort of being about 8 feet tall to kind of 15-foot high ceilings. Everything's kind of dressed in a very dark stone, and it's just covered in different symbols. But these symbols are different to what they were coming down the stairwell.
Different enough for us to make checks to see if we recognize them now?
Yeah. I suppose there's ever burning sort of torches along the sides of these walls. They're kind of like casting shadows and light over the chamber, so you can see various of these symbols. So this time, Cthulhu Mythos roll.
My Cthulhu Mythos is 0.
Okay.
I think it will be for all of us.
Roll it anyway and get a crit, Joe.
No.
I
No.
don't think even can
Thank you
roll.
for the belief in me, but no.
Yeah, you can't pass it.
I suppose, yeah,
I think you could probably get 1 and spend 1 luck, right?
yeah. That's fine. You guys haven't learnt any Mythos yet because you missed things. So
Like
We
everything.
may have missed things, but we're perfectly alive.
true. So there are
Well,
series...
actually, I'm going to spend 20 luck. No, not really, but still.
There are a series of symbols all everywhere, and you just can't seem to make sense of them. So what you can see as you enter the chamber is... So in the center there seems to be like a raised kind of well with a lid on it. A wooden lid drops down into it, which is hoisted up by a winch. On the opposite side of the room there is a sort of like a curtain. It's like almost like a velvet red curtain across. Oh, I've not got the pointer on. Select across this.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that's useful? In the corner of the room, there are some ceremonial drums. These are much larger than the ones you saw above, and they're kind of like African drums with the sort of a gazelle skin across the top. Very
Different
authentic.
kinds of drums, not the same.
They are
in any
much
way.
larger, yeah.
Much larger, but the same, or much larger and completely different?
They're more ornate. They're carved. There's much more carved into them.
Okay. Can I go and inspect these drums to see if the ornateness is actually like anything?
Yeah. It'd probably be an occult roll.
Control.
Ooh, I'm going to go assist then because I've got good occult.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Robert, you can't understand many of the symbols, but there's something in here about growth.
Okay. I kind of
Yeah.
explain.
Like as
Back
soon
to the others.
as I pick it up, I have no idea what it says, and I just hand it immediately to Robert, and I walk off again.
Okay.
I'm like, straight onto something else. I guess I wander over to these boxes.
To the boxes, yeah. So it's kind of I suppose within them there are actually, as you kind of look through it, let me just double check, but I'm quite sure they're empty wooden boxes. They look as though they are how to explain it? So it's kind of got lots of slats with them and then sort of rope handles to carry either end, but they're you can open them easily and there's nothing inside them.
Okay. I look at Robert and I look at James and I point at the curtain.
So I'm still standing in the doorway.
Oh, are you still standing in the doorway?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still
Panning round the room with the shotgun.
I
I'm
still,
not liking the big hole in the floor.
I still do what I just said. I point at the curtain after looking at both of you.
Well, Aim said shotgun at curtain and let you go and open it.
I go over.
I get my throwy knife in throwy hand position.
I go. I stand. I stand here.
Yeah.
And then pull it to this point. as I end up standing here.
Edward,
makes
where are
sense.
you?
Well,
Robert.
I would be. Right. I am. Oh, where am I? I guess I would be at the. I wouldn't be stood in the doorway because that'd be stupid. I've just kind of stood off to the side.
Yeah.
Sorry, for whatever reason, it's not letting me draw shapes and stuff like that. So, right, where the doorway is,
Yeah.
count 3 squares in.
Yeah.
As in straight forward. That's where I am.
Okay. So.
Does that make sense?
Here.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And
right in front of me, but that's cool.
And James, are you up on here? Are you?
Yeah, I'm. Did that come up as a pink?
I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Oh, right then.
But to be fair, you can diagonally go across from me and still shoot. I'm
sort of face aiming.
Okay. So, Victor, as you move up towards the curtain, make a listen roll. Robert, make a listen roll on extreme. James, you're too far away.
Whoa!
Okay. Underneath all of the footsteps that are clacking around on the floor, and even so far away as the air gets tight with atmosphere as Victor goes to reach for it, you can hear this. Coming from behind the curtain.
I stop. I don't pull back the curtain. I like gesture towards it and I tap my ear. And
I've heard it as well, so I'm kind of yeah.
And now that we can both hear it, is it just carrying on making that growling noise? It's not doing anything else?
It's consistent.
I
gesture to James as in there's something behind there because I'm guessing he hasn't.
Oh no, I think I'm probably well aware now that you positioned yourself.
I don't pull back the curtain. For my crit, can I know roughly where it is as I aim my rifle through the curtain? Like, I don't put the rifle through, I just aim it at...
Both sides. There are more than one.
Oh, yeah.
You got a critical. No. Both sides.
Okay.
Both sides.
Both sides. I aim at one of them through the curtain, and I look back at the others, and I'm like, "What?
Could we use the lamp to set fire to the curtain?"
It's oil lamp, isn't it?
Theoretically, yes, a kerosene lamp.
Would that be better? Because then they've got to run through flames to get to us.
I mean, I assume we're not saying this out loud.
No, I'm just.
You've got the lantern.
I'm just
my own initiative.
Trigger waiting.
We lost the party member because he got beat up by drunken police.
I'm finger off trigger waiting for you. If you want to set that alight, you set that alight.
I kind of gesture over like showing that I throw, and I'm waiting for people to nod or shake their head at me.
I mean, the rest of this room is lit by ever burning torches, you said, or something, right?
They're consistently flickering, yeah.
I nod.
Well, what's the room made of? Is it like a stone? Right, cool.
Stone everywhere.
I'm going to lob it.
So again.
The ceiling stone as well, or is the ceiling wood?
Yeah.
Okay. I nod at you, and I'm just like, yeah, sure. Why not?
What do I need to roll then, Greg?
So it would. I'd imagine. Hold on, let me get your character sheet up. I would allow just a normal strength throw, I think.
Not a throw thing. I thought there was a throw.
Fighting brawl, fighting.
Yeah, there is a
throw, but where does that link to? Oh yeah, roll a throw with advantage, just to see if you can get it in general area. So black on red.
Yeah. How did I do?
Okay. So it's too difficult for you to kind of get it into the general area. And the lamp smashes upon the floor. And kind of it stirs from behind the curtain away. You know, the noise and the kind of the change in heat as sort of these flames erupt, sort of not too far from Victor. And there's a kerfuffle and so like the sounds. But
I pull the trigger.
you pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
You killed an old fat man. He's just lying there, trying to move.
The answer is like father, like son. Like, it gets a
Yes.
bit weird. He's like, no, I pulled the trigger.
Drop it. Right, I'm just gonna get a. If you want to make your roll, I need a piece of paper.
Oh no!
Okay. So
Oh, you're so bad at that.
you are very bad with that. Your gun goes off, and you're not sure if it hits or not. The sound reverberates off the walls as a loud goes through. Can everyone make a dexterity roll? And I will add some crazy music on.
I can extreme, I can crit, and I don't need to.
Oh, unlucky Ed.
I'm going last then.
I hate that. I absolutely hate that the only things I can pass are things that I've already passed.
You can't even increase your dex, can you? You can't take that.
No. Right. So they've passed good. So where have we
So
got?
quick.
We've got an extreme from Victor. We've got a fail from Robert. James, you got hard. And
I wish you guys the best of luck, by the way.
You're having a nice dream.
Yeah, it's great actually. You know, I was just lying there thinking about how I got beaten up as an old man. You know, because my friend decided to punch a cop for no reason.
You had a shotgun and you could have quite easily blasted him, but you decided not to.
Why? He did nothing wrong until he beat me up. Yeah.
He was
what?
clearly someone dodgy.
that's funny. Right, bear me a second. I'm just making a calculator.
You're gonna make a rule up.
Yeah, just gonna
I
make a rule.
win.
James, then Robert. Okay, can you see that, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Victor, you got a shot before anything happens. You also get a turn.
I look panicked. I look at Robert. I move over to Robert, grab the mask off him, and I just like I'm just like.
Do you put it on and pretend you're one of them?
Yes.
Look, guys, I've got him. I've got
I
him.
literally do that. I do that, and I put on the leopard sting cloak thing as well.
Okay. Okay, that should.
And then I turn back around and I look very scared.
Okay, James.
Have they come through? Do we know what's going on yet?
Not currently. There is a lot of sounds coming from behind this curtain. Something seems to be few things seem to be meandering about, reacting to the noise and the shots, but they've not broached the curtain yet.
Is there a ready in this game?
Like a hold, sort of get ready.
Yeah, like there is in D&D.
Yeah, I'll sort of allow you to hold an action. I don't think there's not typically anything there. You'd usually dodge, fight back, or maneuver, but
Right, so what I am doing is aiming very precisely at the curtain in case anything comes through.
Yeah, you're going to blast the first thing that comes through.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I think for realism, let's allow that because that's a good rule. So you are point aiming at it with your shotgun.
Yeah, so that's specifically what I'm doing. And as soon as something opens the curtain, boom.
Okay, interrupt me because I will forget this. Okay,
Yeah.
so
it's now.
ta-da! So, kind of as sort of the noise intensifies as kind of things move towards the curtain, and sort of the moment as it sort of something stumbles open and kind of almost in a sweeping moves forward, and you can see as it's opened, there are 4 humanoid sort of like creatures. They look mutilated, human-like, and Who went to go speak with the reporter and Millie Adams, the husband, the wife? Victor?
It's just Victor.
It was just Victor.
Just Victor.
Me and James went to.
Okay. You see, for the moment, this 5'2" human woman, and as she stumbles out, her intestines hanging from her stomach, and the symbol of the bloody tongue, sort of the same as carved into Jackson's forehead. She sort of leaps, almost like stumbles forward, like, and tries to grab your throat, and you can hear. Yeah, she's sort of moving towards you. She's like, intruder, but you recognise that this was the person you met before. And can you make a sanity roll, please?
This is where I lose it. This is where it all goes horribly wrong. Nope, maybe not.
You're fine. Okay. So I need a. You're still going to lose some though, because.
It's fine.
So 2. It's one. So half of that 2.
So my sanity goes down to 58.
Yep. And you can see that there are 4 of these, but the other 3 that you don't recognise.
Okay.
And the others are out of range and they sort of move towards you, but the one at the front, the former Millie Adams, goes for your throat and she tries to attack you.
So can I take that shot as she comes through?
Yeah, it'll be simultaneous, so if he hits, he'll still attack, if that makes sense, yeah?
Okay.
But do you also want to... So, are you attacking back or dodging or...
Yeah, I get to see something here, right?
You do.
Can I... I've got my rifle in my hand, so...
Yeah. You going to shoot?
No, because I've shot already. I think I have to wait.
Is it one per round?
It's 1/3?
So once every 3 rounds.
Yeah. I guess I just kind of Can I try and hit her with the butt of the rifle?
Yeah, it'll be just sort of like maybe a normal fight, and then it'll be probably like a D. Is it like a D4 rather than a D2?
It's a D3 for unarmed. I'm happy to take the damage for the D3.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's fighting brawl, is that right?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll hit you. She'll sort of attempt to claw out at you, which she does not do. She goes for your throat. And you attempt to club her, but neither does that work too. However, over the back of your head, you can hear the shot fire off.
So it should be this if I roll the right thing,
and it goes wide.
Right.
Goes
well,
wide. As you're too used to hitting with your hands and not any decent weapons.
I'm not bad with a shot.
You're not too bad today.
Better than everybody else.
Robert.
Okay, how close is she to me?
So she would have stumbled out to about here where
Yeah.
Victor is.
Okay, so can I just...
About 15 feet?
15 feet. Right, I'm going to move forward, but not in front of the door. I'm still leaving the shot open for further shotgun action. Yeah. And I'm going to try and thwack the axe into her head.
Throwing it or just whacking her?
No, I'm going to stab her with it, as in I'm just going to hit her as hard as I can in the head with the axe.
Okie doke. So, have you got anything?
So just do it
roll your machete anyway, yeah, because it would be the same stats.
Because she's kind of not expecting anything, could I get an advantage? She's going for someone else, isn't she?
It works in this. Initiate attack, flee, defender. I still get to try and dodge, right? Regardless.
Okay.
So,
but do it. Can I get the advantage because she's not paying attention to me?
Yeah, that's fine.
Lovely.
I can't dodge in the rules, so I'll try and hit you back as you try and do it. So
I've got a 20 with my best go.
My 39 fails, so you managed to succeed. And do you want to roll?
I did 1 damage. It's all calculated in the same thing, so I did 1 damage.
That makes me sad.
Actually, that can't be right because you can't get 0 on D8, can you?
No.
Yeah, you got a 1 on the D8, but plus 0 as your.
Oh, right, that's where it's happened then. Yeah, sorry, I've misread it. Yeah, she got 1 damage.
That's
so
okay.
Obviously, hitting them in the brain does nothing, boys.
Okay, so your blade kind of sinks into its shoulder, and regardless, sort of no fresh blood really comes out. It looks as though everything's kind of congealed, and she doesn't seem to notice. Fixated upon Victor. Victor.
If I walk away from her, does she get to attack me? I can't remember in this game.
If you maneuver, it is I will get something. Compare builds. If you're smaller than me, which we're kind of equal size according to the rules.
Okay. I put my rifle down, like I one hand my rifle and I pull out my hunting knife and I just try and stab her in the eye.
Just try and stab her in the eye.
I'm just like, ah!
Okay, she'll just claw and sort of slap, try and hit you back as much as she can. But nothing. Sort of, there's almost this chaos of kind of like gripping at each other and trying to move around, and it just doesn't happen.
So what's actually happening is you've both got your eyes closed and looking away, and you're slapping at each other. That's what's happening. Flappy hands.
James.
Where are these people?
So the curtain went across and then back, so you can see that there is two on this side and one on the left-hand side. Because
and there's one woman out grappling with Victor.
Yes.
How far away from me are they? How big's this room?
35 feet.
How fast can I move?
Movement is... I mean, realistically, probably per turn, you could spend the whole move getting all the way over. You couldn't do it in one leap.
So I could move there and that would be my whole turn? I'll move
halfway and do something.
Right, in which case I will move halfway and reload one round into the shotgun. Yeah.
Okay. Nice one. So at this moment, the remains of Millie Adams goes to attack Victor again. Are you attacking or dodging?
No, I've got my knife in my hand. I'm going to attack.
Boom. Okay.
The numbers are basically the same.
Again, just a loggerheads, and the other three start to emerge. So one starts to come towards Robert, with a second one behind it, so probably gets to about there and there, and a second one starts to stand behind the remains of Millie Adams. There is a thin black man who's quite tall behind her. On the other side, coming towards Robert, there's a child and also a very fat, overweight man.
Okay, I am the one that's nearest to me.
Yeah.
I am going to take the axe because obviously I've not lost the axe in any way.
No.
And I am going to whack it across and try and hit him in the neck.
Okay. It's going to continue almost like coming towards you, like.
Yeah. Okay, so. Oh. Do you know what? I'm going to use 6 points of luck to make that a success.
Boom. Okay. So you managed to almost kind of
7 damage is worth it, I think.
Golf swing this child in the head, and as the axe buries its deep in self between its nose and deep in, and as you pull it out, there's this big, and it's still kind of like stumbling towards you, but it's very, very hurt.
Before I did that, I did shout out, "Playtime's over."
Take 15 points of sanity off.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Hitting a child in the head with an axe.
So, speaking of which, as you've considering Robert, the rest of you. I know I did one for Victor, but the other two of you also need to make a sanity roll. Now that you've seen these, I suppose, walking corpses. Okay. Robert, you need to make a 1d8.
Hey.
You're all right, James, and you take nothing. You take 4 sanity loss, my man.
Okay.
It's not enough to trigger anything, though. So, Robert's slapped a kid in the face. Victor.
I look at her, I realize who she is, and I'm like, Millie, right?
Yeah.
Millie?
We met each other before.
Millie, what did happen to you? I don't understand. How did this happen? I only saw you today.
And all you get is this snarl of.
Well, then I stab her in the throat.
Okay. And she continuously tries to attack.
I would never want to wake up next to Joe.
How
are you doing?
No.
In general.
But to be fair, I wouldn't ever stab you. I would just be like, "What's wrong with you?" And then I'd wave a knife around.
Nailed it. That's true love right there.
In the confusion, there's kind of like still this kind of like not necessarily a grapple, but a kind of like a lunge and a getaway and a lunge and a getaway, and nothing happens. It's just sheer panic as you're too concerned about killing someone that you previously met before, but also terrified that their guts are hanging out and they're still coming at you.
Yeah.
James.
So one of the ones that's not engaged with those two, because I don't want to end up hitting one of them if I critically fail.
So you've got one at the back and one at the back of
I will
here.
Take a shot at the one at the corner, so the second one you just indicated.
Yes, the fat man.
Let's go for the fat man.
Fat man. He cannot dodge, so he's going to continuously try to walk towards you.
I'm going to look that because I haven't used any, and this is getting.
Well, 11 damage must kill someone.
Okay, so immediately as the shotgun fires, was that double both rounds?
No, that was only one barrel.
1d6.
Sorry, that's the wrong thing then, isn't it?
Do you want to discharge both?
I couldn't. I only reloaded one.
But
you only fired one.
You only fired one at the door, so you would still have
fired one at the door. Fired one, missed. Reloaded one. Fired that one.
There's a 5 and a 4 in that roll, so just take either the 5 or the 4, and then add 2 to it. Apparently.
So
1 because it's a single barrel.
Oh, okay, so just take 5 or 6 then.
Yeah.
So we'll go for whatever you want.
I'll ask 6. Right. Okay, so immediately, kind of like as you shoot, this fat man kind of like, like the whole of his sides just shot out, and you can kind of see like almost these pock marks as this fat and kind of gore sprays to the side. But he kind of doesn't flinches and just keeps coming at Robert, just sort of like, just kind of wobbling almost sort of to side as he comes. So here we go. So the child, Robert, will attempt to go for you. What are you doing? Dodging or attacking?
I'm going to attack.
Yeah, okay. Let's attack off.
Because you know what? Fuck that
guy. She misses.
Okay. Oh, come on. This is just a miss fest.
Then the fat man kind of wanders round to the right-hand side and also attempts to sort of lunge at you, sort of snapping its jaws like... And
okay, do I get to react to that one? Because I've already reacted.
Yeah, you still get to go. And you do need to beat a 17. Okay, so he kind of clamps down onto your shoulder and 1d4 plus DB, fat man. Oh dear. I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
So you take 7 points of damage as he sort of.
Oh, I'm in big trouble, gentlemen.
as his teeth sink deep into your shoulder, and kind of you lose the feeling in your left-hand arm.
I'd probably lose more than that. I have 1 hit point left. That's literally taken all my health away. That's a massive chunk. Yeah. Then again, I suppose if it hits an artery, something's going to be spraying, and
I was just getting to like him.
Yeah.
So sure, my next guy's just going to be an arsehole.
Millie lunges back forward, seeing if they can make any ground in the fight. Gets stabbed.
I spend the luck to make that a hit.
Okay. You manage to slash her across the face with your Bowie knife, and it kind of opens. The flesh kind of parts either way, revealing sort of bone and sinew, but not a lot of blood comes out, and almost sort of head snaps back, and then just comes back and doesn't really feel pain. And she continues going. The other one circles, sort of stumbles past, squeezing between the gap of the right-hand side of Millie, and sort of goes to attack you from the corner. What will you do?
I attack.
You attack, okay?
Yeah. Get
Okay.
stabbed.
Boom.
I didn't roll damage, but I need to.
That's fine. You managed to succeed over. She. Which one was this? The skinny, tall black man does not.
1d4 plus 2. So 1 second. How do I roll a d4?
You just press the dice and then d4.
There you go.
I did it. A 3.
A 3.
Yeah, well, get out of here.
Okay.
What
Plus 2,
So
5.
kind of,
rolls?
so kind of as you slash upward and then back down into this other person, as you're desperately trying to sort of defend yourself, you manage to sink a nasty blow with your knife. Which one are you? And you took 3. Okay, Robert.
Right. Knowing that my time on this realm is short, I decide that I need to take as many people down with me as possible. So I'm going to stab the child, but try and barrel into the other guy if possible at the same time.
Okay, so
There's a kind of movement action.
okay, so I will allow you to attack, but I'm going to want a hard to see if it gets through to the second person. Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
And the child will claw at you as you try and. Ooh. Okay.
You got a lot of luck left. You might want to use it.
I am going to use the luck.
You've got to beat a 26.
I do have.
You need to get below a 26, my friend.
Yeah, you'll need to use 2 extra. You can't just get to 27. You'll need to get to a 25.
Do you know what? I'm going to die soon anyway, so I might as well use all of them. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take off 30 points of luck, and I'm going to hit the other guy as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you sort of wield this pango with kind of like an unknown kind of finesse that you didn't really think you had. Suddenly the change from Peru of this scared little nerdy boy to kind of like someone who's confident with wielding such a weapon, you kind of smash down on this child's kind of skull as it kind of crumples in, and sort of turn round and almost backhand straight into the person, the fat man on the corner. It gets lodged in his stomach for a second, but you manage to rip it out as kind of like these intestines follow with it. He's still standing, but the girl is crumpled to the floor.
I kind of give out a boo, and then realise I'm in the shit.
Did I miss my go then?
Yeah, you didn't do anything on your turn. No, you shot somebody, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes, you fired. You
Well,
fired
no,
one round.
Victor went. Oh no, sorry, that was you fighting when they went. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
You're right. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so the girl goes down, and he's 4 minus that. Okay. So Victor.
I like spurred on by seeing one of them go down, I guess, and my friend fighting seemingly like an absolute legend. I plunged the knife into the man.
Okay.
Into the man.
Okay. He attempts to kind of grab your hand to bring the knife down, but it doesn't stop him. And as you sink lower and lower, kind of just going down through his shoulder blade and then out through the front as he sort of slumps forward onto you, and you manage to take a step back, regaining your ground before Millie starts to come at you. James.
Right. Okay. How am I going to do this? If I was using the shotgun as a club, Would that be similar to the brass knuckles?
I'd
Probably
say
would.
slightly less because of the wieldiness of it. I think you'd still be rolling a brawl, but it'd probably take off a damage just for
Well, can I
the
get
natural
Can I
nature of it.
toss the shotgun and put the brass knuckles on?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're quick enough that you'd probably be able to get them on.
So the shotgun's getting dropped, brass knuckles going on, and I'm charging into the fat man.
Charging into the fat man. Nice.
Boom!
Okay. So he is currently
Is the
grappling.
fat man alive?
He's just like you've pulled your panga, the back of it, like the hooked back of it, out of him,
Yeah.
and he's still kind of there. He's come off, his teeth have come off you, but he's still standing just. So he's going to attempt to kind of get you on the way in, really.
Yeah. So we are going to do a lot.
Okay, you run forward and you Superman punch him straight in the jaw, and like the rotten pieces of flesh just fly off as he just goes with the rest of it, and you see him crumple to the floor.
Right.
Seemingly gone from this world.
So my I don't know how well I can be able to do this, but I would ideally like to end up somewhere between Robert and the last guy left.
I'll allow you to make like a short step in front.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where I was trying to stop in the charge.
Yeah. I mean, both of the ones that were attacking Robert have now deceased.
Yeah.
But there are two currently
Yeah.
fighting.
So one's
towards...
grappling with Victor, and the other one's still presumably now heading towards us.
No, both were in combat with Victor.
Right. Okay.
Did I
Well,
not
Victor's
kill the
stronger.
man that was in combat with me? Did I not kill the man that was in combat with me?
I think he.
He slumped down on.
Oh no, he did. My lies. It's just
there's-
Millie that's left.
It's
just
Millie left.
Just Millie that's left. So Millie will attempt to sort of all this fighting. She drops down low and goes to sort of rush you, clawing and biting along the way.
Sure. I just like hold out my knife in front of me, like ready for her to run into me.
So she sort of.
Might be worth spending 9 points of luck.
No.
Okay.
No.
She bum rushes you, and she managed to sort of grip you, but nothing happens, and the knife goes past her face. Nothing happens to either of you. Robert.
Kind of. I'm staggering around a little bit. I see what's going on with Victor, and I kind of drop down and try and stab into the back of.
Oh, this is gonna go wrong.
Who is it?
If you're the thing that kills me after like all of these attacks.
So
You'll be welcome.
you're trying to stab over Victor into Millie.
Yeah, I'm getting. Is she on top of him?
She's trying to like wrestle, so she sort of half arms laps around him. She's not grappling him, but sort of like trying to sort of rugby push him forward in a scrum sort of manner.
Okay. Well, I'll try and stab into her then. I think it's probably the best thing I can do.
Okay. I'm not gonna. I can't fight you back at this position, I don't think, because that'd be silly. So it'll be a free roll. Doesn't matter.
Well, that was not a critical failure, but a failure nonetheless.
Okay, so from behind you, Victor, you sort of this axe kind of goes swinging past you, and you hear this, but it doesn't make contact with Millie, and you're kind of too preoccupied with her sort of wrestling and trying to stop her from biting your stomach.
Yeah, as it like flies past me, I'm just like, fuck, no, fuck.
Okay.
And the knife just passed her in my offhand, so I just like stab.
So straight downwards. Okay. Okay. She's gonna wrestle you for while she's doing it. So you toss and turn between the two of you, but you don't manage to get sort of hold your stance enough that you can sort of really coup de grace her from here. James.
I'm going to step forward and just sort of haymaker in the back of the head.
Again, she's too preoccupied to fighting on Victor to attack back or dodge. Boom. Okay.
That's how we do this.
There is this sickening kind of thump, and you're used to hitting someone and kind of like you make contact. This makes contact and goes in as you feel kind of like bone cave in on itself. Sort of warm mush kind of goes around your fingers. She's still fighting though. And she doesn't seem to sort of drop to the floor.
She's still up.
She's still fighting, and she again scrapping with yourself.
Yeah. Do I get to attack back? Do I get my?
Which you literally just go straight down the back
for maximum damage.
Exactly what you needed. So you go down to the spine and kind of grunt it along, kind of separating sort of bone and sinew as it kind of splits open her back in this kind of morbid kind of explosion. And she kind of restlessly sort of grips to the floor as she kind of slowly, whatever life that was, leaves her. From the moment kind of you manage to catch your breath as you're all panting, unsure of what has just happened, and suddenly notice just how quiet it is in comparison to the grunts and the screams that was before.
I think
I'm going to go and do a first aid roll on.
I
kind of turned around to everyone, gentlemen, that were a fucking boat ride, and then I kind of collapsed onto my back.
Yeah, and you can see kind of like the left half of his shirt is just covered in very bright red blood.
Yeah. So I'm going to
sit down in the bodies.
I'm not past one of them yet.
Can you just put your finger in the hole and wiggle it around a bit? Is that what's happening here?
I mean, I think you can staunch the blood, but I don't think you're gonna heal. Like you're gonna stop the wound or anything. You can stop him bleeding out, but you're not gonna kind of like make him any better.
Right.
With that.
Right. It's okay, James. That's why they called me the ferret. I'm kind of I'm injured. I'm down. I'm trying to make light of the situation, even though I'm probably very grey and weak.
I think I probably do you know what I mean if I say I'm like just teddy bear sitting in amongst the like bodies?
Right. I'm just gonna turn around to you and tell you to search the fucking room because we've got to get him out of here. And this has got to be worthwhile.
I kind of I guess I look at you and I'm like, okay. I start by searching the bodies.
Okay. So the bodies themselves, even with sort of checking kind of the disgusting pockets that they once had, there's nothing really on them themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind I'm still in the mask and the fursuit, obviously there's now bloody everywhere. I go behind the curtain, I guess.
Okay. And what are you doing behind there?
What is it? What is this place? What is this hellhole?
So there's this small little alcove behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to think what you would see as you come in there. So it's kind of about 6 feet square, and it's definitely sort of like a little alcove in between it, and it's kind of decorated with a series of treasures. There's various things upon the walls and lining them that you don't really need to search to see. So there's a robe, there's lion claws on a peg, there's all sorts of manner of things if you look hard enough.
Okay.
How long are you spending looking?
How much of all of that can fit in my doctor's bag, medical bag thing that I emptied out before we came here?
You're going to have to choose because there's a lot of stuff back here.
Okay.
Depending on how long you want to check, I can go through with you.
Okay. Can I make an appraisal roll?
What are you appraising?
I'm literally just looking and I'm like.
I will if you take long enough, I will give you.
Okay.
If you take more than sort of a minute or 2 minutes to check, I will tell you everything. But
I'm taking 5 minutes if I see just a room full of trinkets.
Right. Okay. So, there is another mask with a tongue attached to it. However, this one's been mummified. There is a long shawl of shimmering colour made of various different kind of feathers and materials. Do you want to roll a
Different coloured,
yeah? So you can
like rainbow.
yeah. So
That big, like nothing else. Like nothing else. Right? Yeah, cool.
okay.
I carry on looking, but
Do you-
that big.
Do you want to make a zoology roll or a hard natural world?
Zoology.
Zoology would have come under a science.
Okay, so zoology is like none, right?
Yeah.
I guess I'd make this. No, I don't know.
You're not sure what makes it up.
Yep.
Like what makes up of it. There's also a series of lion claws that appear to be fixed to a glove in a kind of garment-like fashion. You're pretty sure that they've been attached severe enough that you could slash someone with these and wear them as if you were a lion yourself.
I like literally pick them up and I toss them back to Robert. I'm like, I found you some new claws.
Okay. There is a book with a black leather outlining.
How big?
Like a small size.
I don't even check it. It goes in the bag.
Okay. There is a large mask. It's a carved wooden African mask with 4 hideous faces perched atop a thick corded neck with a basket-like reed, feather, and fabric collar that hides the person's face. So if you can imagine kind of like a hat that goes up on top of your head, and at the top there are 3 separate faces,
Okay.
and over the top of you it lies down in kind of like cords that cover your face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
A science, botany, or a hard natural word roll, please.
It's a second fail on those natural worlds.
You are not sure how old this is, or where the wood is from, or what it's made like.
I look back through. I've pulled the curtain away, so it's not like I'm not hidden in here. And I look back and I'm like, Robert, can you carry this?
Robert can't carry anything.
It looks like you've got one good arm, man.
Yeah, but that's my wanky hand.
We're going to need to go before he gets into shock.
Okay, take this and go.
Okay.
I'll be right behind you.
You feel free to make an anthropology or an archaeology roll just in addition to that.
For me,
I'm going a bit delirious there. I'm kind of talking to James on the way. Like I thought those guys good, right?
Of course you did, Robert. Of course you did.
I could have been a contender.
It's definitely from the Congo.
okay.
Okay.
Definitely.
There's a burnished copper bowl with unrecognizable ruins and signs etched into it.
Like cryptology roll or anthropology roll? Does it look like it's a pattern, or does it look like it's just like words?
A mythos roll.
Mythos roll. Give you a mythos roll. I mean,
Can't pass that, can you?
I don't have 68 luck, so
Okay. There's a carved scepter, which looks like it's carved from baobab wood, and it's inset with runes. What languages do you know?
Afrikaans
Okay.
and English.
You can't understand what it is. It's pretty. You was it 1920s? You've probably seen something similar before in books and in plays and in sort of heard it described before, but you've never witnessed it before as a language.
Sure.
There's a headband of grey metal. There's various like cuneiform like runes that are scratched into the surface of this heavy sort of. It's curiously warm as well as a metal band.
Okay. I like look at how much room I've got left in my bag, and I'm like, and I just like put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's not radioactive, is it?
No, it's fine. Mate. It's fine.
There's a very modern marine chronometer mounted upon the wall above the priest's robes.
With the priest robes, the coloured robes, or
the
the
colours robes, yeah. Roll a successful knowledge roll.
Knowledge roll. Was knowledge?
In the very top right.
Power? No. Intelligent? No. Knowledge.
Should be. Oh, no. Might be under no. That's odd. It's asking for something that's not in there.
Could it be based on intelligence or education?
Possibly.
Education might be a good substitute if there is no knowledge.
Is knowledge just a generic term for the broad spectrum? So it'd be like knowledge of whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, as in like you can choose from two. That might make sense. I'll just double check. Not come across this.
At this moment, I have a like a brain moment where I realize there are empty crates in the other room. So I run out, I grab an empty crate,
Yeah.
I come back in, and I start piling all the things that I'm just like doing into one of these crates.
Okay.
And as I'm doing this, I look at Robert and I'm like, Robert, I'm going to have to probably help. I'm going to probably help you out. James, you're going to probably have to carry this crate. It's going to be too heavy for me.
No refers to education.
Education.
I can't wait for you guys to leave a shop in Harlem with a broken window, a dude bleeding, and a bag full of goodies late
Lots
at
of
night.
goodies.
It's going to be great.
Victor, you realise that this is showing not the time you expect it to be now. It's probably about 4 hours ahead of New York time. Greenwich Mean Time, to be precise.
Okay.
And then also there is a locked cash box.
I put literally everything that I possibly can. If I can get all of those things in one of those crates and my doctor's bag, I do so.
I think you probably could if you wore the robe.
If I wore the, do I need to wear the robe over the top of my
robe?
Probably.
Double roll it. Robe.
Robe.
No. What I do is I take off the robe and I put the one that I'm wearing around Robert
Yeah.
to like just like tie it, and I try and like tie it in so he's like maybe even like trying to help staunch any bleeding as well. I don't know.
Okay.
Too tight to like mess it up, and then I put on the colorful robe.
Okay.
And I put everything else in a crate and look at James, and I'm like, James, we need to go now. Bearing in mind, I'm in like probably having also switched the mask that I'm wearing for the mummified one. So I'm wearing the mummified one and the and the feathers.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh dear. Well, regretfully.
Just that it must look horrible.
Oh yeah. And I'm just like, let's go. And then as I'm starting to walk across, I look at the giant hole. It's got wood over the top, right?
Yes, it has wood over the top, which is attached to a winch.
I'm like, I look at James, and I'm like, I know we don't have long, but we didn't really learn anything. Do we have 2 seconds to look down this hole?
Probably not. How bad's Robert?
How messed up is Robert?
I'm delirious, but I'm clearly, I've got 1 point of health. I don't think
He's not destabilizing.
I'm not gonna help.
But
I'm not gonna.
Fucking hurts.
Yeah. Lost a lot of blood. I'm gonna be dizzy. I'm speaking crap.
What are we gonna learn from looking down a big hole?
I don't know. Did the lantern actually smash?
Yeah.
And burn?
Yeah.
And these torches on the wall, are they like fire torches?
Yeah.
Can I grab one off?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's get this open. I can't.
Right. I'll open the thing. And
You're going to start on the winch.
Yeah.
Archaeology would never allow me not to do this.
Okay.
Robert, get that crate upstairs if you can.
Yeah,
He's
right.
not doing that. He's got one arm.
Who taught you archaeology? Indiana Jones. God.
Yes. Very likely, basically Indiana Jones. I learned archaeology in the 1920s in Oxford. Yes.
Yes, indeed, sir. Okay. Who's doing what then, fellas?
I'm going to really, really poorly try and push a crate with only one arm since the other one won't move.
Yeah.
Drawing nice patterns on the side of it in my own blood.
Love it.
I've grabbed a torch off the wall and I'm just like waiting for it to crank open enough to just peek in.
Okay. Okay. So are you manning the winch then, James?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you kind of start to move the winch, it does this whole kind of, and as the top of the wood starts to come away from the almost like it's a large well. We're talking kind of like just trying to think how wide it would be. It's easily sort of like 8-9 feet sort of wide. It's ginormous, and you can start to see as it sort of opens, and it's difficult to see because it's so dark in the gap. Are you shining a light down it?
Yeah, I drop one of the torches into it.
Right. Okay. So you can see that there is a huge cylindrical mass. It's thick and it's sticky. It's purple, sort of veined muscles of all these things moving together, and it almost looks as though it's kind of like 1,000 different faces, and it looks like it's made up of sort of not necessarily the color of the skin, but you can see that there's differences in genetic sort of characteristics of Black African Americans. There's there's women, there's all these different things, and all these faces are like crying and shouting all out, sort of like almost like a cacophony of sort of noise sort of hits you, and you can see that it's kind of like it's moving as sort of like one entity of faces, and it's kind of like as the pit kind of opens, you can see sort of the faces turn up towards it, and it almost starts to sort of expand with force as it starts to try and move up towards the top of it. Take a sanity roll, please.
Yeah. At the same time as taking the sanity roll, I scream, "No, close it! Close it!
Like,
Close it!" I passed the sanity roll.
You passed the sanity roll. Okay,
so I'm going to hit the switch
just
that
lose
drops the.
Just one.
You're going to start pulling it backwards, winding it
Well,
backwards.
yeah, I'm going to hit like the stop, like the clickety thing to hold that up so it just spins.
Okay.
Slam!
Oh, what? So you're clicking it so it just drops, or?
Yeah. So I'm going to take the stop off.
Okay. Immediately it sort of just goes boom, and there's sort of kind of like dust echoes out from around it, and kind of you're not sure what you just saw, but you do not want to see that again. It was terrifying.
We're going.
Yes.
I'm gonna get the shotgun back up from where I dropped it.
Yep.
And
yep. So you've got what, 3 shells left or 2 shells left?
2, and it's unloaded.
And it's
I will reload it actually.
as you're walking.
Sensibly. And how heavy is this crate?
How heavy is this crate? Probably with the amount of materials that you put into it. What we've got, wood, copper, thingy. 5 kilograms. It's not heavy.
Oh, so it's nothing.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna pick Robert up and help him up the stairs.
Okay.
Taking one of the torches with me when I go.
Okay. You climb your way back up, and you manage to, get up the stairs. He's swaying a little bit, and it's a bit difficult at times, but you get him up.
Is there any way of burning this with fire?
I mean, I dropped a.
Oh, that's what the torch is for. This shot's going up.
A burning torch down there, but it didn't really seem to do anything other than like alert them to my presence. So we're coming back with dynamite if we're coming back at all.
Oh no, I'm just torching the shop.
Oh, you're just going to torch the shop?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you managed to get up to the top of the stairs, no problems.
Yeah. Do you say that you're about to torch the shop?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Is everything look the same as when we left it?
Yes, it looks just like you've ransacked it.
Sure. Can I make one more glance over everything to see if there's anything that we missed, like coming out of this that looks like a some kind of thing that might help make a pit monster of wriggly people.
Yeah, make a spot hidden if you want.
Woe betide, we better not loot this shop to any degree apart from the best.
No, I'm just like, no, we're getting out of here. We're getting out of here.
Right. So as we're heading towards the door, I'm just like touching the torch to anything that looks like it might burn,
Okay.
and then going out of it.
You know, it's easy enough to catch fire to some of these small wooden pieces that the people have, that they've carved, and there's straw in some of the decorations, so it's not difficult. And within a few minutes, there's a reasonable sized fire as you're exiting the door. Pulling it open with a slight bit of difficulty if you jammed it shut, but you're out, and there's no problems. The cold air hits you as you get back into the snow.
Does everything look quiet?
Doesn't look like anyone's come so far.
Right. Well, I'm heading straight back towards the pickup.
Okay.
I'm going where I'm told, basically.
Yes, where you're dragged. Victor?
I'm following. I'm not stopping. I'm wearing a rainbow feather cloak and a mask, and I'm running into the night from a burning building.
Amazing.
You're not going to be recognised, at least.
I'm just billowing behind me.
Right. And I can't actually remember where we parked.
You couldn't get it down the street, so I think it was near enough that street. But
I know I couldn't, or it was going through the front door.
Yeah, I remember. But
to be fair, it's the only thing that's a truck and not like a black sedan thing.
Yeah.
So we'd find it easy.
But realistically, over the double sort of road on the other side is the Nook and Cranny. So unless you're going to drive straight away from it, or are you going to the Nook and Cranny, or where are you heading?
No, I was probably going to head back towards the hotel.
The hotel.
Yeah.
The hotel, the one in main town, or the one where Jack's is?
Although it's going to be less obvious. I just don't trust the hotel, the Nook and Cranny. It's only over the road, isn't it? Someone's going to recognise us. Especially with you looking like some sort of freak, with Robert bleeding out. I'm going to go back to the hotel.
Okay. Others?
I'm not gonna not. I guess I'm just gonna. If you get in the car, I get in the car.
I'm going where I'm getting dragged.
Okay. Okay. So you speed off into the night, and it's probably again about a half an hour journey back from Harlem to your original hotel within New York. It seems pretty quiet this time of night. There doesn't seem any obstructions, anything. You don't appear to have been followed, and you managed to get back to the hotel safely.
Sure.
Just trying to sort of clean ourselves up the best we can, put something over Robert so that he doesn't look like he's covered in blood. Were you hurt, Jacob?
Not in the slightest. I didn't take a single scratch.
Yeah, neither did I.
Hello.
You're welcome.
He's just a bullet magnet. Right, so I guess we just sort of make Robert look as respectable as possible. Put something over this crate of shit.
Let's just get that up to the room, and then I think we should take him to the hospital.
Would you want to drop him off? Right, yeah. So I'll drop Victor off at the hotel, and I'll take Robert to the hospital.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a horrific accident.
Okay. Okay. So I suppose the sort of out of hours at this time is still open. However, they're asking for about $12 to patch him up.
I give him 20.
Okay.
on
The
that.
next sentence, right?
Can I have a receipt for that? No, I don't have to.
They managed to they cauterize the bleeding, and they managed to wrap you up, and also properly wire your jaw as it wasn't before.
I took a bit of a bounding.
You've had some bad times, mate.
He's still alive. I'm massively surprised about that, to be fair.
It was close.
Wasn't he just?
It probably takes you through to about, we'll probably say about, by the time you've been seen, 1920s hospitals, probably about 2:45 as the time you're leaving A&E, as it were.
That's
I
fine.
guess we go back to the hotel as well.
Okay. What are
To be
you
fair,
doing at
I'm
this time?
guessing I'm going to be on some pretty strong drugs at that point, so I don't care.
Mother's little helpers.
Ooh.
It's just straight morphine, right?
Yep.
I think probably back at the hotel, I haven't slept.
Okay. What have you been
After all
doing?
of that, I probably pulled out that black book and started reading it.
Okay. I need my other book for this.
Greg, I put it back in my bag. I don't read it. You don't need another book.
Okay. Let me get to the page. Only good things can come from this. So, the title of the book is Africa's Dark Secrets, and it's stamped property of the trustees of Harvard University.
Wait. Africa's Dark Secrets.
Yeah.
I know that. Why do I know that? I've written that down before.
Well, while he's doing that, I'm going to take Robert up to the room and drop him on the bed, and I'm going to crash out on the other bed.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah. I take it, Robert, you're crashing out as well, or is there anything you want to do, mate?
I'm completely sparkled. I'm on morphine, essentially.
Baby. Okay. So, Victor, as you're reading this book, so it's by Nigel Blackwell, and it was printed in 1920. It was written by the explorer Nigel Blackwell during his travels across Africa. It's an odd mix of travelogue and an expose of the ritualistic practices of a variety of African cultures. Although notes of his travels were obviously turned into a book, no publisher is listed on the title page, and Blackwell seems very difficult to track down. It looks as though this was kind of one of his last books. You don't know enough about Blackwell to kind of assume anything, but at the front of the book it kind of looks as though this was a limited edition. Can you roll 1d10 sanity loss?
Yes, of course I can. Do I want to? No.
Okay, so you lose 2 sanities. You're reading about the practices that they used to do in the African cult. However, okay. Okay, so you managed to get a gist of it, and you feel like if you read this enough, you can understand those beasts that were down in the cellar. You think that perhaps if you read it enough, you might understand about what they were and about how they might make, such a thing. But it looks as though it's going to take a considerable amount of time, weeks, to kind of master. So for reading just this much tonight, I'll allow you to gain 1 point of mythos.
Taste of mythos.
But you've definitely not understood the entirety of the book, and it's a large read. So you need to tell me if you want to come back to that.
I think you would.
Okay.
I think you would, but I don't know. I don't know how. Is it something that would have put him to sleep, or is it something that would have like?
It was too scary to put you to sleep.
Okay, yeah. So
too graphic.
Yeah, he just puts it down and then like sits staring out of the window if there's a window.
Okay.
Till morning.
Okay. Are you doing so? That's your night, is it?
I think so.
Okay. Jax, is there anything that you want to do or have done in this time?
I'll probably wake up and then scratch my ass and then turn over.
Nice. Classic.
Jax.
Classic Jax. So the next morning arrives. Two of you wake up very sore. Very, very sore. The rest of you kind of wake up thinking, what the fuck happened? What were those things? What happened? Robert, you kind of starting to become not unreasonably, but unusually sort of comfortable with having fought things and becoming a bit more familiar with death.
Yep. I'm kind of like Henry Rollins in the early 90s. I'm just Mr. Cynical now. Everything is death. Life is meaningless. I no
Nice.
longer need tequila.
Well, that's a bit worrying. Everyone needs tequila.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm kind of. I guess I'm still out of it completely. Trying not to dwell on the fact that I had to pretty much disembowel a child.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of. It's affecting me, but I'm putting a brave face on it.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I'm in Harlem, right?
You are.
With no idea what happened.
As I leave, can I see anything different?
What is it? The morning time. I suppose. Yeah. There is still a thin line of smoke coming up from the ways of the alleyway that you got attacked the other night. There's a bit of a hubbub as people are gathering around.
Smoke, as in
Smoke, yeah, thin line of
fire.
smoke. Yeah.
Alright, I'll maybe take a wander over and then maybe ask a passerby what's going on.
Yeah. So you see this small black lady in a shawl, and she's kind of with her cane looking down the hall, down sort of the alleyway towards it. The old Emporium got taken down. Some fire or accident. I don't know.
Thanks, old lady. That's super useful. Can you point down the way where it is?
And it's easy enough to see straight down. It looks like the end of that. I think you went down Ransom Court before with the hobos.
I didn't. I haven't been in Harlem. This is my first time in Harlem.
So it's very much at the end of the street or the alleyway.
Is there a police presence?
More sort of old fire engine sort of presence, kind of like yeah, sort of like an old fire engine. Sort of.
Right. I'll go down there and see if I can get access. Just see if there's anything odd.
It's difficult to get past kind of the just the presence and body of people. It looks like everyone's who's flooded out of these houses that lived around are kind of waiting to go back in. Everyone's still sort of in their pajamas, and everyone looks tired and ratty.
Meh, fuck it. I'll just get a taxi.
Okay.
And then when I'm getting in the taxi, I'm gonna ask for a receipt.
Okay. Okay. The guy makes annoying small talk for this time of morning, and
Forgot to say, I'm going to the pancake place.
okay, the diner.
I'd want pancakes, yeah.
Okay. Again, I suppose morning traffic probably takes you about 40 minutes to get across.
Fine. Just hand them the money, give them the receipt. Don't think about it. Get in the place, order my pancakes.
Bish,
Done.
bosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Just trying to think if you've been recognised for you didn't start the fight the other night.
I didn't start the fire.
Yeah, we didn't. We sort of stayed out of it.
Yeah. So
To be
I
fair,
think
I didn't start that fight. As in, like, I would, the people would have seen, not me causing it, but them two having a go at each other. It only got outside where Malcolm Garvey punched me in the jaw.
I mean, you were kind of like causing a bit of a hubbub, sort of going over and making it, a loud scene
Yeah,
at dinner time.
To be fair, going back in with a wired jar, I don't think anybody would say anything anyway, because it looked like I'd had my just desserts. And going back
I
in there
don't
in the
think
state I am now
Robert's
is like,
getting out of
man,
bed
that old
today.
guy. Yeah, that old man
Yeah.
kicked you in the back.
So Jax, you managed to order without issue,
Sweet.
and
That's what I like to hear.
your bacon and pancakes come along after a reasonable wait.
For convenience sake, I will be heading down there as well,
Okay.
because I'm assuming Robert's going to be out of his nut on painkillers. And
Absolutely.
The best of times.
come morning, I'll be going to go get breakfast, and that then gives me an opportunity to fill Jackson about
Okay.
what happened. So we haven't got somebody completely out of the loop.
Okay. So yeah, you managed to sort of inform him of all the events of last night. Is there anything you want to ask, James? To ask, Jax, is there anything you want to ask James?
No.
No.
I'm just gonna totally accept all of it. Be like, all right, and then continue eating my pancakes in a semi-disinterested way. I'm not.
Well, I
very
didn't see
happy.
the weirdness stuff because the like zombie things we've seen before, and I didn't see what was in the pit.
Makes sense. Just at this point, I'm just kind of like, I mean, I've seen fat sucking bastards. So if you start telling me that there was, I don't know, weird freak things, then I'm gonna be like, okay. It doesn't matter. I got beat up last night. I'm not too fussed about anything that you had done to you. I'm more interested in my pancakes and feeling rough and wanting to track down the policeman at some point and beat the living shit into them.
Okay.
I don't think I leave my room.
Okay. What do you do?
He's got the door locked and the rifle loaded.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Is it a sunny day? Is it a cloudy day? What's the day like?
It's still kind of that early January, so it's kind of it's sunny, but it looks freezing outside.
I sit and look at the sun. Like not into the sun, but like I just sit and look out into the sunshine, and I'm just like,
I'm off my fat one drop. Just asking them over and over again in a hungry voice, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? I said, this is outrageous and hanging up.
Just reminds you of Scrubs, of that guy, like, who am I?
did the reporter leave me a telephone number?
The reporter gave you a telephone number. She gave you a place to meet. Yeah.
She gave me her address.
Oh, that's a good point. Have you got the bloody newspaper yet so we can read this fucking article that you ran forward for?
Yeah.
Although I don't think it's going to matter much now that you've burnt the place down, so...
Agreed.
They were set, but if it's just something like prices have been reduced at the Emporium, then instead of like, ooh, food poison. I mean, it's a fucking pawn shop, right?
No, it's a ethnic goods shop.
Yeah.
And it was just people getting food poisoning or something. Is what you thought it was.
Meat, like
Yeah.
non-consistent meat, and we found people disemboweled in the basement.
And no meat.
Possibly person meat.
What were they doing? Just like pulling bits off of the meat of themselves and like, what did you guys actually learn from going down?
Absolutely nothing.
You basically went and beat up some shit, but how did that forward the plot?
I don't know. If nobody comes and gets me, and I've sat in the sun and it's been probably like a couple of hours since dawn, I turn around and I start arraying all of the things out on the bed.
Okay. Would you like a list for ease?
Yeah.
Right.
and then once I've done this and I've arrayed everything out, I'm probably put a call in down to reception to if I can get connected to the to the newspaper.
And with our hotel, that's literally opening the door and shouting to reception. You ain't got a phone.
Hotel. So this isn't the horrible hotel. This is the better one, right?
Yeah, it's still shit.
Okay.
I mean, at least they have clean sheets there. I had to
They
pay
were
extra
clean
for
when we
that
moved
shit.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that they can connect you. But it's still early in the morning, I think. Unless anyone's doing anything else.
No, eating pancakes, drinking coffee.
Just, your average day, Greg. Your average day.
Loving it.
I leave it. I get them to connect me to the newspaper, and I get whoever answers that to connect me to the desk or to leave a message with her.
Okay. So it kind of goes through a switchboard, and it's a laborious process as it goes through, and eventually you get to someone on the other end at the New York Times, sort of a young male. Hello, New York Times.
I need to leave a message I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm talking in this voice. I need to leave a message for.
You got the wrong character, mate. That was the first character.
I did. I need to leave a message. I'm sorry. It's been a long night. Is and I actually can't remember her name. 1 second. Let me put them down.
Just go with Ivana Shagalot or something.
Schoenberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. I can actually do this without your help. Newspaper article. I mean, you can just tell me if you want to, but
I can't remember.
I can.
Can you just go with your girlfriend? That just...
Rebecca Schoenberg.
Yeah.
It's like I need to get a message to you. Yeah, Rebecca Schoenberg.
Okay, certainly. What would you like me to tell them?
I'd prefer to get her to the phone. Tell her that Jakob is calling. Is she there?
I don't know if she's in work yet. I'm just the reception.
Of course. Well, then tell her that Jakob Mies called, and that I have things that she is definitely going to be interested in. There was a development in the story.
Right. Anything else you'd like to say? It's I just we get a lot of these calls.
This character needs to stay in it.
I suppose. Tell her that
I love you.
No. Oh God, why can I not remember characters' names today? Who was the woman?
Just say you went along to the thing.
No, not the slightest. It just got burnt down.
Oh yeah. Just say you have information regarding the burning down of the name of the shop that I can't remember the name of.
Be close. What was
something Mills, was it?
Millie?
Millie Adams.
Millie Adams. I like it's like Millie Adams is dead, and
I did it.
I need to talk to her about it.
Right.
She interviewed yesterday with me.
And have you informed the police, sir?
Yes, I'm sure one of my colleagues has.
Right.
Really sure they haven't.
And where can we get hold of you?
She can find me where she knows. Don't worry, she knows.
Right. Have a nice day.
You're not going to pass on the message, are you?
I will.
I don't believe you.
Ding.
I very, very quickly pack up all of the things that like spreading out across the bed,
Right.
and I I bustle out of the room, downstairs into the lobby, looking left and right, and realize that I don't know, like, is there a way I can like realize that they're probably next door having pancakes?
I mean, you can roll an educational sort of,
Intelligence roll, I
intelligence.
think.
You
We've been going there every day.
there. Yeah.
There
I
we
mean,
go.
they're probably there.
You know we're definitely in the
breakfast there.
pancake house.
You've had breakfast there every morning since you arrived.
I bust in next door holding the crate and the feather cloak over my back. Like,
You still got a mask on.
everything else is in the crate, but I've the feather cloak over my back, and I'm like, I'm going to Schoenberg's.
Okay.
Like, I just like bust in the door, and I'm like, I'm going to Schoenberg's. To them.
As you come out between the door of the hotel and going around the corner into the diner, you see a couple of, I suppose, sort of taxi men outside their taxis, sort of waiting to pick up jobs, and one of them spits on the floor, big old faggot, and as you go in your colourful poncho,
It doesn't appear like it doesn't like
Doesn't
register whatsoever.
okay.
Have I finished eating my pancakes when he busts in?
You tell me, sir.
Let's roll a luck roll, because I haven't rolled anything today and I fancy doing it. He says, going... Oh, there we go. I was like, where the hell is my goddamn game? Where the hell is luck?
At the top.
But where? Oh, there we go. Yeah. This is the green or the black one?
Green.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go with, if it's lucky for me, then I haven't finished them. I finished them. Sad times. Okay,
You almost
I'll listen
choked
to what
on
he
them.
has. Yeah, I'll listen to what he has to say.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't have much to say. He literally tells you that he's got to go to Schoenberg's right now. And you're either coming or not.
Oh wait, yeah, that's the one that you're in love with, right?
That's the
I
German.
am. Yeah, I'm totally going to that because it'd be hilarious to watch you fail to pick up on the flirting.
I'm gonna go back and look after.
Yeah, I'm literally at the table. I'm like, where's Robert? He has to come too.
Robert's on drugs.
Robert's not going anywhere today.
Okay. Then if we go, we go.
All right, but you're paying for the taxi. I already bought a single taxi for 40 minutes on the way here
Okay.
because everyone decided to bugger off. Not that
Sure.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that now
Yeah.
because James told me.
Yeah.
But you don't know that I didn't know.
This is true. I with Jax's help, I get a taxi if one of them will take us.
Okay.